Hi guys, it's Friday, and I'm sick, which I'm going to use as the excuse for looking horrible today. My hair looks gross. I'm wearing my ratty painting sweater that I love, but it's coming apart. So, onward we go. Okay, to be perfectly fair, I think it needs to be pointed out that Harry and Ron's first instinct this go round was to go straight to the teachers, which is not normally their thing. We've commented on that many times, that Harry doesn't trust adults, and the first thing they do is decide that they're going to go to McGonagall, but we're always talking about how they never go to the adults, and this time they did, so I feel that that needed to be pointed out. Nathaniel posed the question if he thought that the teachers really did think that Lockhart could handle himself, or if they were faking it, and I think it's easy to say that they absolutely detested Lockhart as much as Harry and Ron did. I also don't think they believed anything that he said. The line in the book is something along the lines of, the teachers were looking at him with something remarkably like hatred. So I think it's safe to say that they did not like Lockhart and probably were not sad to see him go. I think at the end of the feast, they even mentioned that the teachers all cheer when it's announced that Lockhart will not be coming back because he's going to St. Mungo's. I think it's interesting that last week we talked about how Harry doesn't really tend to trust people, and yet he trusts Tom to the point where it takes him a long time to figure out that Tom's not there to help, and I think the reason for that, though, is Harry sees himself reflected in Tom. We find out that he's an orphan. He, too, doesn't want to go home on summer break, which Harry can absolutely relate to because he doesn't want to go back to the Dursleys on break either. Okay, also, on the topic of Tom Riddle when he encounters him, how is Harry not puzzled that the boy he saw in the memory, in the diary, that takes place 50 years ago looks completely the same? He looks exactly the same, and it still takes Harry a little bit long to figure out that something is not right. Uncle Ray asked if we thought that Harry just gets lucky, and I do think that Harry is very resourceful, and he's good at getting himself out of the life or death situations that he puts himself into. But I do think that a lot of that has to do with luck. The best example for this would be that he doesn't know anything about Basilisk things, and it just seemed like a good idea to stab at the notebook with a Basilisk thing. He didn't know that was going to work. I think we've proven several times, in fact, already, that J.K. Rowling is fabulous with continuity. She brings back things that you've completely forgotten about, and when you reread, you pick up on different aspects that she's written about early on and comes back to books later. But this time around, I did pick up on something, and I even looked up the dates. So according to the Harry Potter wiki page, when Ginny says that she had looked forward to going to Hogwarts since Bill went off to Hogwarts, that kind of made me think, because I was wondering about the age gap there, how old she was when she wanted to go off to Hogwarts with Bill. Bill was born in 1970, and Ginny was born in August of 1981, which means when Bill was 11 years old, that September, and going off to Hogwarts, Ginny was approximately 2 weeks old. So Ginny has wanted to go to Hogwarts since she was 2 weeks old. That's dedication. So I could lie and say that I don't have anything interesting to talk about in the very last chapter of the book, but I didn't read it. I'm lucky to be making this video. I really like the way that Harry frees Dobby, mostly because I like the way it sticks it to Lucius Malfoy. And I'm glad everyone's okay. Mostly I'm glad to be starting the third book because next to the seventh book, it's one of my favorites. You will be introduced to the debate that rages on constantly between me and Alex since about this time last year. Longer than that. I don't even know how long Alex and I have been fighting about this point, but a couple weeks into Prisoner of Azkaban, we will get down to the great debate and want you to weigh in. We want you to weigh in every week, but definitely when that week comes. But I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to edit it and get it up. Not on Friday, because apparently that's not my thing, especially not when I'm sick. But it will be up before Alex's video